Well, hello, my friends. I am so excited to be here with Laura Stastny. She is the executive director, one of my favorite organizations, Nebraska Wildlife Rehab. Laura, it's so great to see you, and thanks for joining me today.
I am so happy to be here with you again.
There's always so much stuff going on in your world and at this organization. But for people who might not be familiar with it, just talk about what is Nebraska Wildlife Rehab?
So, Nebraska Wildlife Rehab is a nonprofit serving the entire state of Nebraska, but we're headquartered here in Omaha. And we have a twofold mission. We're here to rescue, rehabilitate, and return to the wild our native wildlife, and also to educate people about wildlife and wild spaces and why it's so important to protect them.
Yeah, and again, you guys do such a wonderful job. We're going to go a little bit more in depth about everything you do, but I do want to really kind of start off talking about some events that you have coming up that are exciting and they're just super fun. So let's kick off with the event that you're having on April 1st.
Yeah, so we have an April Fool's Day event.
Yeah.
We're kind of reinventing our old wildlife trivia night that we used to do prior to COVID. We haven't done it since then. And this time we're doing it a little bit differently. We're doing it at Blue Sky Patio and Pickleball, and also Bob and Willie's Wonder Bowl, which is all together on I-680 and Pacific Street there. And the way that we're doing it this year, it starts at 5:30 in the evening. And there's also in that same little complex our cheeseburger restaurant and Noli's restaurant.
Mhm.
So people can come and get food. You can sign up, you buy a ticket, sign up and be on a trivia team. And we have prizes for the trivia teams. And then you can also, we've reserved all of the mini bowling lanes so people can come and mini bowl as well. And throughout, there'll be information about Nebraska Wildlife Rehab, the work we do in our native wildlife. So it's kind of a fun and educational event that is also raising money to help save
Yeah.
wildlife in Nebraska.
So I mean, this is kind of maybe silly, a come and go event, or I mean, you probably don't want to leave once you get there, but how does it work? Kind of how's that set up?
Yeah, it totally can be. So we open the doors at 5:30 and trivia is going to start a little after 6. So for those people who
Okay.
are actually playing trivia, they'll stay throughout the whole trivia
Yeah.
game. But the we're reserving the mini bowling lanes in 1 hour increments. So
Okay.
people can start at 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, and actually 8:30 as well. So you can start at all of those times. And yeah, so you just stay and play and learn. And then when you're done, you can go home.
Yeah. So much fun. I'm so much fun. Now, will you sell out? I mean, is this, are there so many, like people should probably get on the ball now? I mean, because it's just coming right, it's right around the corner.
It is right around the corner. I would recommend it. We are in a much bigger venue than we were. We used
Yeah.
to do this at the Farnham House Brewing Company, and they had a capacity of like 110 people. The place that we're playing trivia, where you can see the screens, is a little bit more limited. So if you want to play trivia and you want to sign up your team, I recommend doing it right now. I think there are 17 slots left.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there may be maybe 200 tickets left just for general admission, where you could come eat and hang out and play other games and stuff like that.
Awesome. All right. Well, then now let's move into Bats over Omaha. This is such a big thing.
Yeah, so this year, so Bats Over Omaha is our annual bat release that we invite the public to come and watch. And this is our second year partnering with the Jocelyn Castle to do bat release. And last year was phenomenal. 3,000 people showed up to see bat release last
Wow.
year on our first year at the castle. And so this year we're working with the castle to add a little bit more to kind of integrate the neighborhood into what we're doing and maybe bring in some artists and do other work related to bats and conservation. So we're super excited that that partnership is continuing to grow. Bats Over Omaha doesn't have a set date because we
Yeah.
release on the date that it's best for the bats. So if people are interested in that event, we recommend signing up for our email list or following us either on Facebook or Instagram, and then start watching for our notes that it's coming up. It definitely will be after April 15th this year based on the weather, but
Okay.
generally happens end of April, early May.
Okay. Yeah, that's always just such an amazing event. I mean, it's just you truly an experience that you just would never have. Yeah,
It's really fun for us. We love releasing our animals, right? Because they're going back where they belong. But it's one of the few opportunities that we get to share that experience with the public. And it's just so meaningful for us.
yes.
And we're so glad people are interested in coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, well, talk about Earth Day for a minute.
Yeah, so we'll be back out. We kind of took a break from Earth Day for several years, but we really think it's important to collaborate and
Mhm.
to network with all the other environmental organizations in our area because there are a lot of great people doing great work. So we'll be back out at Earth Day. We've got some plants, some native plants to give away. We are starting some new educational programs this year that are turning the focus on how people can actually help wildlife
Yeah,
kind of in this tangible way. And one of them is putting out more education about the resources in our community to rewild your yard, but do it in a way that you still can enjoy and you don't feel like is a mess, right?
right.
So many amazing low water use native plants and other things that we can do to help wildlife in urban areas. And so we're going to start rolling that out over the course of this year. And Earth Day is kind of our kickoff for doing that.
That's wonderful. When is Earth Day?
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I
I'm
should know this right off the top of my head, but
well, that's okay.
I'm
I know it's
like,
about the third week or so and second or third week in April, typically.
it's April 27th this year.
Okay, so it's actually okay at the end of the month. So, and then I know you guys have wonderful workshops. So talk a little bit about the spring and summer workshops you have coming up.
Yeah, so we have 5 workshops that we've scheduled. And the first one is on May 18th. And that is, we're doing that in collaboration with Lucky Toad Restorative Gardens. So Nick and Jackie Bonham own that company. And Nick
Okay.
is going to come out and do a program at the Wildlife Center about exactly what I just was talking about, and that's how do we bring native plants into our landscaping in a minor way or in a major way if you want to do a major overhaul.
Yeah.
And then Nick is going to do some planting demonstrations in our prairie that's out in front of the Wildlife Center.
Okay.
And we're going to have some plants to give away as well. So that's the first one that's coming up. And then in June, we have a birdhouse building workshop, which will be done at the Wildlife Center. It's family friendly. July, we have a bat house building workshop. And then in August and maybe in September, we're doing 2 wildlife photography workshops, one that's
Okay.
an intro to wildlife photography and one that's macro photography. So,
Okay.
and those will be Alex Wiles of Alex Wiles Media teaching those photography workshops.
Okay. And I keep glancing over this way because I'm on your website and you have so much great information on your website about all kinds of things. So I know whenever we talk, I'm always interested about what's happening because as the seasons change, your focus change, the needs change when it comes to wildlife. So what is going on looking at, spring, April, May? What can people expect? And what do you deal with or kind of have to handle the most right now?
Yeah, so the big change in gears is happening right now, right? So it's baby animals are being born. We've had a weird winter weather-wise, but our baby squirrels started coming in February. Our baby rabbits started coming a few weeks ago, and yesterday we got our first baby raccoons. And so now that's what's going to happen, and that's going to be our main focus. We will take in between now and the end of September about 4,000 baby animals,
Wow.
either orphaned or kidnapped baby animals. The number one baby animal that we get are Eastern Cottontail rabbits. Last year we got just over 2,000 of
Oh
them.
my
They make
goodness.
up like half of our babies. Yeah, it's a lot of rabbits that we get. And so, our focus right now is teaching people when to intervene with wildlife and when not to intervene. And so it's my steady drumbeat of you should always leave the rabbits alone unless we know that they're orphaned. And we
Right.
have some tips on our website for people to figure out if rabbits are truly orphaned, as well as squirrels and raccoons, and simple things that people can do in their own yards to make sure that baby animals stay with their moms,
Yeah.
either in the nest or whether they can be reunified with their mom in another way. And so that information is all on our website, but also we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week, and people can just call our hotline and ask. And we're happy to just talk people through those. We want wildlife to stay in the wild, but we're there to take it if it really needs our help.
Yeah. Yeah, so important because I think like you say, baby rabbits or baby whatever they may be, their mother has left to go get food or do whatnot, and they're coming back. So
Yeah, rabbits are the tricky one. Like people think that they haven't seen the mom, but really moms only come to the nest twice a day and they
mhm,
only stay for a very short period of time because
yeah,
they want predators to stay away from the nest.
yeah,
And so a lot of times people are looking at that nest, they don't see a mom and they think orphaned. But rabbits have a different strategy than we do for raising
yeah.
our babies. And most of the time they're okay, but we're always there to answer those questions.
So let's talk a little bit about this is good. So cutting down a tree.
Yes. So that's actually how we got our baby raccoons yesterday. So, it's nice weather. People are out doing their yard work and trimming back trees. And whether you're doing it yourself or you're hiring a company to do it, there's a few ways that we can protect wildlife when we're cutting down trees. The first is before a tree or a limb comes down, you should
Mhm.
always check the holes. Make sure there are no babies in that hole or no animals in that hole that could be killed or injured
Yeah.
when it comes down, or that could separate the mom from the babies. The second is to, if you do find those babies, you want to get the mom out because nobody wants to
Right.
get bit by wildlife. But before you bring down that tree, if it's a squirrel or a raccoon, you can put gloves on, put them in a box, and
Mhm.
put a water bottle filled with hot water in there to keep them warm, and set them aside until you're done with your tree work. And then when you're done and you're leaving the area, you put that box either back on the tree stump if there's no tree left, or next to the tree if you were just doing limb work.
Sure.
And you give the mom time to come get her babies if they're not injured.
Okay.
That's all day if they're squirrels, but if they're baby raccoons, you need to leave them all through the next morning. You need to leave them through the night. If the mom doesn't pick them up by nightfall for squirrels, that's the time to call us. If the mom doesn't pick them up by the next morning for raccoons, that's the time to call us.
Right.
The most important thing is to keep those babies warm the entire time. So that means changing out that hot water bottle over and over again.
Yeah.
You can't put that box 10 feet away from the tree or 20 feet away, has to be on top of the tree,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's so they know where to find them. So that's what we need to do with those guys. And that's important right now.
Well, we've got about a minute left. Wow, this went fast. I just want to spend the last minute. Let's talk about what do you need right now. I see Amazon baby shower wish list, donations, research grants, and I know people can go to your website and find all this stuff. But if you want to just say a
Yeah.
quick few things.
It's baby season. If you like to shop for wildlife, we have Amazon wish list linked on our website specifically for baby animals. Of
Okay.
course, cash donations are always important for a nonprofit, and this is the time that we really need the funds to help our animals. And the other thing is we have a new veterinarian, Dr. Allison Carter, who is just amazing. In the Hubbard Family Wildlife Hospital is the most well-equipped wildlife hospital in the country. And
Wow.
so we are expanding our research that benefits wildlife and
Yeah.
involving students in that research. So it kind of hits the education and the animals all together. So if that's an interest of a donor, we'd love to talk to them about the kinds of research that we're doing.
Wonderful. I know the website is going across the bottom of the screen, but I'll just say it out loud, nebraskawildliferehab.org. And again, so much information on your website. It's great about education, news, and events. But I encourage everybody to revisit the events and find something that you're gonna love to do. And again, I just so appreciate you, Laura, and the work that Nebraska Wildlife Rehab does for these amazing animals that coexist or we live with us because they have to.
Yeah, they have to, and we should want to live with them too. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate the time, Andy. It's always great to see you.
Absolutely. So, friends, don't go away. We will be right back. Well, hello, my friends. I am so excited to be here with Deb Denbeck. She is the president and CEO of P4K Partnership for Kids. Deb, it's so great to see you today.
Great to see you again, Andy.
Yeah, it's actually it's been a while. It's been a while
It
since.
has been a while since we've been together and done one of these.
Yeah.
So great to be on your show.
Well, I'm excited to talk about what's going on at P4K. This is a 35th anniversary. You've got hops and grapes coming up, some other things. So, I always like to start off having you tell our viewers, what is P4K and talk about the organization a little bit.
So you're right, 35 years. It's incredible. Mike and Gail Yanni started this in 1989. So it's been a while. So, and they've just, continued to really be our advocates and leaders. And it's just great to have your founders involved as your agency continues to grow. So we serve a little over 2,500 students, starting in pre-K all the way through post-secondary. It is our goal to give these young people a vision for their future and to help them create it and live out that vision as well. Really make dreams come true in many regards. These are young people that are growing up in underserved neighborhoods. So they don't always get the exposure that maybe other people might. So we are doing everything possible to create that sense of belonging and also to understand that education really is our avenue to a great future.
Yeah.
So really keeping them engaged in school, working on reading, big literacy program in our elementary, goal setting, mentoring, and really that career exploration. There are so many great opportunities for young people out there, whether as they graduate from high school, whether it be a 2-year or 4-year degree or military or the trades, or they're ready to go right into the job force.
Right.
So really teaching those job readiness skills as well. But really excited. 95% of our students graduate from high school on time, and over 80% are going on to some type of post-secondary. And we're supporting them all the way through
Yep.
that college part as well.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great organization. You guys just do a wonderful job. Um, let's talk a little bit about the why. Why would somebody want to contribute, and how do they do that? So I'll let you take it away from there.
Well, I think there's several ways. And so first of all, the why, because this is our future. These young people are our future. So they're our future leaders, they're our future workforce, they're our future neighbors.
Right.
It's what we want in a community, and they will bring the diversity to Omaha as well. So it's a very diverse population and just incredible youth. I mean,
Right.
these youth have so much, they're smart. They just need support.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when I look at the why, what you said is why? Because this is our future. These are our young people. And if we don't invest in our future, we're really behind.
Yeah.
And so the why is great. And they need your support. They need you to come in to be a volunteer. We need you to read. We need you to be a goal buddy. We need you to be a mentor. We need you to be a career coach. All of these things that can help young people become very successful. And that's what we want. We want our youth to be very successful. And as Governor Pillen has said, we need our youth to stay here in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah.
So that's even a bigger why, keeping our youth here
Right.
in Nebraska.
Right.
So they feel like there is something for them here. That positive feedback and reassurance that they belong here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to get involved. A monthly donation of $15 can go a long ways.
Oh, okay.
That's, that's $15, $35 per month. There's just so many ways, and it's not big gifts.
Right.
It's those little gifts that make a difference. It costs us $35 a month for one student. Well,
Okay.
add that to 2,500,
Yeah.
that's a lot. They can be a corporate supporter. They can be a sponsor of an event. They can attend Hops and Grapes. They can play in our golf event. It's all of those things. If you really want to see youth succeed, you'll support Partnership for Kids.
Yeah. And I'm glancing over this way because I got your website pulled up and there's so much information on who you are, what you do, how people can help, which is p4k.org. And then there's information about events. So let's segue into that and talk about the events coming up here in April.
So 35th anniversary, just an
Yeah.
incredible milestone for Partnership for Kids. And this year, for the very first time, we will give out the Spirit of P4K Award. We'll give that to two current board members,
Okay.
Dr. Gail Yanni, one of our founders, who's also been instrumental at the Med Center as well.
Right.
Dr. Ward Chambers, our past chair, and now back in as a current chair due to the loss of Tom Rogers.
Right.
He's, in the day acts as a cardiologist and also the board president, has been involved for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Carol Russell, who not only a stakeholder and a donor, but also, one of our champions as volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
She reads to the kiddos at Sherman. She's been a goal buddy. I mean, Carol is a worker bee, and she just sets a great example for not only Partnership for Kids, but so many organizations. And plus, she serves as a board member.
Right. Yeah. Carol is amazing. I mean, all these people are amazing. So let's talk about the events. Hops for Grapes is on the 27th.
Friday.
Okay.
Friday the 26th. And
Friday
it's going,
yeah.
Yep. And it's going to be in a new location this year. We're at a View on State Street, which is a fantastic venue.
It is.
We'll have both indoor and outdoor events. If and there'll be different tastings of wines, of Napa wines. There'll be spirits. There'll be about 10 or so craft breweries there. You'll get to taste all of these, plus have a great buffet. The Shenanigans are going to be playing, which is Tim Burke's band. They're so fun to be around. We also have a silent and live auction. And then this year, which is kind of cool, out on the patio, you can, for $100, come out and really work with ammunition bourbon and taste the products that they have.
Okay.
And get a very classy cigar as well. So
wow. Okay.
Kind of a little different taste, but a little different tread there. But you'll also get a chance to meet our students. You ask about the why. There are whys. They are our whys.
Yeah.
So chance to meet them and see what they've done and see how they've succeeded in life because of Partnership for Kids.
Yeah, that truly is such a great way to really understand what this organization does, being able to meet the kids that you help, and that it's changing their lives by what is happening at P4K.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit. One of the things that I love about this event, it's casual. You can come.
Yes, it's a very casual. So, jeans, boots, whatever you'd like to wear, it's casual. It's just a fun environment. It's, you'll have CEOs there, you'll have business people there, you'll have neighbors there.
Right.
a little bit of everybody, but it just has a great vibe to it.
Yes.
Like I said, it's not sit down and eat a dinner and hear a speech and, do the live auction and the silent auction. It really is interactive. It really allows you to interact with our students, with each other, with our staff, and then, you can dance to the band.
Right.
You can go out on the patio. Um, and it moves pretty quickly. So it's not one of these events that you're going to be in for 4 hours.
Right.
Um,
Right.
yeah.
So
Three.
let's talk about, yeah, what is the time frame of it?
So right around 6 to 9,
Okay.
9:30. Great time. I think doors open at 5:30. I don't have my invitation
It says it
right
right,
in front of me.
says it right here on the website. Yeah.
So, but just come in and have fun.
Yeah.
That's what we want this event to be. I want it to be fun, and I want you, as attendees, to learn about our why and what we do and how we do it, and why we've been successful for 35 years.
Well, we have about 1 minute left. So, anything else you want to talk about within that 1 minute?
No, I just love to see everybody there. Come and spend an evening with us, learn about P4K, and have a great time.
And again, your website is amazing. It's easy to navigate. You just click on events, hops and grapes. There's information about sponsorships, tickets. Can anyone attend? I mean, every question that you probably could ask, it's there. And also there's all that information about who you are, what you do, and how to help. So I encourage everybody to p4k.org.
And next year, we're just winding up. We're starting to wind up the school year, but we're going to need a lot more volunteers next year.
Okay. All right, folks, remember that. A lot more volunteers. And there's so many ways to volunteer. So,
Yep.
Deb, thank you so much for joining me today. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Andy. Great to see you.